Something I was reminded of when Tom talked about why he does this and showed those few stories. I'm sure there's so much more that keeps him going. I got to thinking, why do any of us that are in the environmental field, why do we do it? And I guess for myself, I started thinking, why do I keep doing this every day? And I think it's because I like to see that things are right. I can't change the world, but the things that I do know about, I can have some influence on and make sure that they are done properly.
I'm trying to figure the light controls. There's like 9 of them back here.
She's new. But I like to see that things are done properly and try to have some influence on the way things, I believe, should be and the way they can be. And part of that is by helping to provide an opportunity to expose you students with your environment and hopefully learn some good things. Let me ask a quick question here. How many of you, before this program, had ever walked down to a stream? Can I see your hand? Okay, how many had never walked down to a stream and been next to a stream before this? I see 1 hand, 2. Is that it? Really? 3? How many actually through this program were able to get in the stream? That's cool. How many of you who had gotten into the stream had never done that before? That's cool too. I know I get a chance to visit with some of the classrooms. I can't be in all the places all the time, but for those that have waders, the first time I see a student walk into the water with waders and they have that look on their face like, this is harder than it seemed, that's pretty cool. Providing an opportunity, and then once you actually realize that there is something alive in that stream, it's something good, it's not some sort of a horror story kind of thing, it's perfect. So I really, I appreciate Tom coming out, and one thing he snuck out already, he's probably going to go write an article. One thing I wanted to ask him if he could provide us any tips on how to read the paper. The question I asked him about, truth being covered up, that kind of thing. When you read the paper, and maybe there'll be an article about this event, when you read it, or if you provide a quote for something, it doesn't always come back the way you thought it came out of your mouth. And that's something that I want you to be aware of if you ever do an interview. Make sure you know what you're talking about, and try to provide the bullet points. Get those facts out, because in the end, that will be edited, and you want to make sure that when they edit that down, the one smart, good thing you said is the thing they get to use. Always good to have, sort of a mental backup. So with that, a guy that does this thing on the fly every day, Jim Blue from Channel 24. It's our NBC channel here. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Jim. I've known him through some of his colleagues over the past years. Jim has been out in Fort Wayne, Toledo, and kind of all over the place. He's in Toledo now. He's the anchor of our evening news at Channel 24. And he really has a special interest in water quality and the environment. So with that, I'd like to bring up Jim. He's going to be our MC for this. And while I bring him up, I want to do something. I want all of you to stand up for a moment. All right? I want to see who's the tallest. Everybody. All right. Let's see here. A couple of, you don't count. You know what? I really don't care who's the tallest. I really wanted you all here. I just want you to stand up for a moment. So please sit back down. All right, Jim. I got them woke up for you. Thank you.
Okay, one step here first. We'll have to do this. Okay. All right. Slide out here.
Oh, everybody's in this.
So now I've got that, I can tweet it out. Prove I was here today. I'm Jim Blue with NBC 24. I anchor the newscast at 5, 6, and 11 o'clock on weekdays. And it's my honor to be here. And thank you very much, Matt, for inviting me. It's also a real honor to share the stage with Tom Henry, who's done such excellent work in journalism on the environment. And you really should read his stuff. I do. I've had the opportunity to do quite a lot of reporting over the years. I've been in the business even a little longer than Tom, I believe. And 1 year ago exactly, I was in the Philippines covering the efforts by some local doctors to help people affected by Typhoon Haiyan, or Yolanda as the Filipinos call it. And at that time, it had roared ashore with the strongest winds ever on the planet that we've recorded, and destroyed countless homes and killed thousands of people. It was an exceptional experience for me. It's that kind of thing that relates to the environment so well. Climate change is occurring. People debate why it's occurring. The science seems to be fairly clear on this, and you folks will determine how that comes out in coming years, because many of you will become the scientists of tomorrow. So what you're doing right now is important. Keep it up. I also had the chance, not long ago, to go with the folks from Maumee Valley Country Day School to Swan Creek and take pictures of them doing the sampling. Where are Maumee Valley folks? There you are. Saw you guys in the lake, or saw you guys in the creek, and you were working hard, getting cold in the waders, and doing some real science. What you gathered there, while it may have seemed somewhat mundane at the time, really matters. The data that you collect is going to go into a database which will make a difference over the coming years in how we determine what's happening to our environment here. And if you have a chance to get out on the lake during an algae bloom, you know that there are consequences to what we're doing upstream. So I had the chance also of just recently canoeing down the Maumee River between Defiance, Independence Dam, and Napoleon, and taking some water samples myself. The story that I'm putting together right now, with Matt's help and with the help of other folks like you folks, will be on next week. It's going to start airing on Monday. So we'll have some video of what I was doing on the Maumee River and what you guys are doing on Swan Creek, and how some of that process works. Because a lot of people don't understand it. You know now, because you've done it. But a lot of people don't understand what taking water samples is about and why it matters. So anyway, hope to put that in a little perspective for you, and I hope you will watch next week on Monday and Tuesday when we do those stories.